And we just got breaking news on the VA moments ago, this time from Chicago. A VA social worker there is alleging that multiple secret waiting lists of veterans were kept at the Hines VA Medical Center. Asked which departments kept the secret waiting list, she said she's hearing from employees across the hospital: outpatient, inpatient, surgery, radiology. Let's talk about it with Pete Hegseth, an Iraq and Afghan war veteran, CEO of Concerned Veterans for America, and a Fox News contributor. Pete, always good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so it seems like, the reports grow every day, and there seems to be more and more credence to them as we have people who have worked in these VA centers stepping up to say, here's what I know, and it's not good.
Yeah. It's not good. Thank goodness for these whistleblowers that are having the courage to step forward, because the VA does not treat whistleblowers well. These folks are likely going to get fired or pushed out, which is what we've seen in the past. But they see these things happening, first in Phoenix, then in Texas, then in Colorado, now in Chicago, and likely elsewhere. We've said from the beginning, unfortunately, this is not just Phoenix, and it looks like Chicago is yet another example. The American Legion's national commander used the term infected when he talked about the VA system. I think that's the problem we have right now, a system where bureaucratic incentives are weighted toward hiding wait times as opposed to finding better ways to efficiently deliver care. It's a scandal that continues to unfold, unfortunately.
All right. And talk about that, because when efforts are made to streamline things, to change things, to go paperless, whatever the different, new proposals are, it seems like people are going to be very creative in getting around them. If it means for them they stay out of trouble or they get bonuses.
That's right. And so you have to change the culture. Right now you've got a culture that is incentivizing papering over the truth or papering over wait times as opposed to efficiently attacking the problems and addressing them. And that takes leadership at the very top. Leadership not worried about bad press or worried about how it looks, but taking an aggressive reform-minded agenda and fixing VA. But you can't do that unless you can fire somebody. And we've talked about this over and over and over again. There's no accountability at the Department of Veterans Affairs. Shannon, no one's been fired at all over any of the scandals that have occurred yet, because it's nearly impossible to happen. So thankfully, Chairman Miller, who you just had on, is sponsoring a bill in the House that would allow the Secretary to actually fire bad employees. That's how you change a culture. So incentives are no longer about cover-up, and they're about finding a solution so veterans get the health care they need in the time they should get it.
How is no one fired?
This is effectively, Shannon, this is government.
People died.
This is government. I know. No, that's why we are so outraged. That's why you're seeing groups like the American Legion step forward. It's because ultimately there are bureaucratic protections for managers so that they don't get fired, but the veteran has to wait on secret lists, many of which losing their own lives. They think they're only waiting a couple of weeks. Everyone knows they're actually waiting months, sometimes years, for basic care. It's a national scandal that should be on the level of the IRS in Benghazi. The country is waking up to it, and hopefully at some point there'll be some accountability at the very top.
Yeah, and it sounds like there is outrage across party lines. There are, united folks who are saying this is not a party issue, this is not a political issue. This is simply about making sure that our veterans who have served this country get medical care and they're not lied to and they don't die.
That's right. Basically, just following through on the sincere promises that we've made and making sure that when they come home, we take care of them. If our government can't do that, Shannon, not to make this a partisan issue, but how are we going to do health care for all Americans, all 330 million? Let's get it right for veterans first, which is not happening, and then look at other things.
We owe it to them, and we thank you, Pete, for your service to this country and for joining us on this topic, too.
Thanks for highlighting this issue.